Two James. She's assisted by her able assistant minister, Mr. Anthony Dubert Norris. The lawyers would like to put it in. Our assistant minister for administration, Ms. Henrietta Beering. And of course, you heard that the president, His Excellency Mason, who shared to complete the team Amika, who have got the assistant minister vaccinated. He's not yet in official capacity, but I'm sure members of the Senate are following who we are hearing from him. Madam Lisa Hill, she's here to witness the press conference. We're happy to have her. Before I invite to the podium the Managing Director of the National Food Authority, I would like to, on behalf of the ministry, make the following remarks. We all hail the government. We hail the president for taking a remarkable step in ending the culture of impunity in Liberia. When the president signed Executive Order number 131, that was a month or so ago. That executive order required the president to constitute the Office of War and Economic Crimes for Liberia. Out there in the public, in the newspapers, on the radio stations, on social media, they shut the door. We see many misconceptions. So based upon that, the ministry is constrained to provide clarity. The Office of the War and Economic Crimes Court is being confused with the establishment of the possible War and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia. Office of War and Economic Crimes Court is different from the two courts. That's the Special Court for War Crimes for Liberia and the Anti-Corruption Court that have been established on the auspices of the Office of War and Economic Crimes Court. About 6 days ago, the President, His Excellency Joseph Dukuly Sr., appointed the Executive Director of the Office of the War and Economic Crimes Court. They are constrained to clarify. At this point, no war crime code has been established to date to deal with war and economic crimes in Liberia. You may recall that the legislature 2 months ago passed a joint resolution calling for the establishment of the two courts, the Special Court for War Crimes to deal with atrocities committed in the Civil War, because of the Liberian Civil War, and an anti-corruption court to deal with economic crimes. The President accordingly signed Executive Order 131, establishing the office to pursue the establishment of the two courts. This part is a bit confusing for some members of the court. The Executive Order number 131 issued by His Excellency did not establish the War and Economic Crimes Court. This office, in keeping with the Executive Order, has a mandate to work with the international system, the international justice system, to set up the War and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia. On June 19, about 6 days ago, the President nominated esteemed Liberian lawyer, Councillor Jonathan Massacre, to oversee the office that they will work to establish the War and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia. It is interesting to note that Section 1 of the Executive Order establishing the Office of War and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia states that the Office of War and Economic Crimes Court shall be headed by an executive director. Among other things, that executive director will oversee the office. He will also like to note that the courts are organ of the judiciary. The Office of War and Economic Crimes Court is an organ of the executive. In pursuit of the establishment of these courts, the office will play no part. That is, the Office of the War and Economic Crimes Court will play no part in determining who will be prosecuted, whether there will be a jury trial, or how the cases will be decided. The office will play no part. The executive director will play no part in deciding those substantive matters of law in the actual cases that he courts to handle. Section 2 of the executive order creating the office, which is now headed by the executive director, Councillor Massacre, states that the mandate, duration, standing, and operations of the office have come to an end, and that the office will cease to function upon the full establishment, functioning and coming into effect of the Special War Crimes Court for Liberia and the Anti-Corruption Court. So, none of these courts have been established. The office will play no part in the functioning of these courts. I'm going to clarify on behalf of the government, because we see a lot of groupings having press conferences and accusing Councillor Massacre playing double standard, conflict of interest, and what have you. State for the record that he will have no part to play on the courts that established. You have to determine who go to jail, who is prosecuted, and how the cases are handled. That being said, let me now move to the next point. President Joseph Boakai has relieved Dr. Julius Nelson of his duty of office. We hope Khan will now return to the University of Liberia with the President's latest action to relieve Dr. Nelson of his role as President of the University. The replacement of Dr. Nelson and his entire team has been a key demand of the protesting faculty members. His Excellency, in concert with the Board of Trustees, acted swiftly to ensure that academic activities can resume in the soonest. The government thanked Dr. Nelson for his long years of service to the university and to the country. We now believe it is time for the management team to take over and run the affairs of the university. It is important to state that on the recommendations of the Board of Trustees, the university former president, Dr. R. Hassan Conte, has been appointed as interim president and will lead the interim management team until a new leadership of the university is constituted, hopefully in the next 3 months. The search committee has 3 months to recommend to the office of the visitor of the university recommendations for the president of the university. The education of the students cannot wait, and we hope that in the next few days, regular academic activities at the university will resume. The National Transit Authority is testing buses on the road for roadworthiness, and we see this reaction from members of the public that the government has brought in buses, what have you. We also have to clarify that. We take due note that life is resuming at the National Transit Authority. The NTA, on the new management team, new buses are being road tested currently, and we commend the team headed by Mr. Edward Ford. We have reached out to the team there, and they have informed us that no deal has been consummated with the company on the provision of transport buses for use by the NTA. The 2 buses that were brought in the country to be tested, to be road tested, are the result of ongoing conversation between NTA and a Brazilian company, Marco Polo. If and when these conversations are consummated, they may lead It may lead to a public-private partnership to ensure that our people have adequate access to quality transportation services, and as was the case before the 2018 elections. Just to remind you that the NTA was fully functional and running when the UP-led government left office in 2018. About 27 buses were in service and 39 more were docked at the freeport of Monrovia. In total, the UP government handed 66 functional buses to the then incoming administration during the period. In 2014, 25 of these buses were partially active. The new team is now working to resuscitate the NTA. The buses that are currently being tested are part of the good job they are doing. And we are confident that even greater things will happen at the NTA. Lastly, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the President, His Excellency, Ambassador Bwaka, over the weekend held coordination dinner with heads of the other two branches of the Liberian government, the legislature and the judiciary respectively. At the dinner, which took place on Saturday and was attended by heads of the other two branches of government, the President stressed the need for greater coordination and collaboration among the branches of government. We believe the President, as a wise and elderly statesman, has scored a major goal here. The Constitution of Liberia, which is a governing law of the land, states that the government is one with three separate coordinate branches. Our three branches of the government must coordinate on the affairs of the state. And this is exactly what the President sought to indicate at the dinner. It is our hope that no other branch will see the executive or the other as an adversary, but that we will continue to work in consultation or in the interest of the people of Liberia. At this juncture, we now seize the moment to take on all existing protocols to invite the Honorable Managing Director of the National Port Authority, the gateway to the Liberian economy, the Honorable Sekou A.M. Dukuly, to make his presentation, after which the legal press team will entertain questions from members of the press. And we are of the anticipation that we tie our questions and our concerns to the issues that will be spoken to by the Honorable MD. No talk here about the other machine whatsoever. Mr. MD.
Thank you for the clarification. We ain't talking about any other machine. The minister proper and his particular, I don't know, even so, well, thank you. Thank you all for coming. Let me start by thanking the Almighty God for our country. We do have a very beautiful country. That's what we're fighting for. We want to thank God for President JMB's stewardship of our country. We would also like to thank the President for selecting a very high-performing team at the National Port Authority. Let me start with why we are here today. I would like to talk about progress we've made over the last 5 months. And I would also like to be very frank with you and talk about challenges that we're having. Today, June 25th, 2024, in just about 5 months, you gotta take it. The national contribute 2 million United States of Liberia general revenue account. To put that in context, In 6 years of our former landlord of President Weah administration, they made a total contribution in 6 years of $4 million. In 5 months, we'll be able to pay half of that. I'm going to start with progress we made so far. We established a very commendable cooperation with our largest concessionaire at the port, APM Terminals. We regularized our meetings with ArcelorMittal, our largest port user at the port of Buchanan in Grand Bassa County. Planned meeting is going on right now. The Kingdom Monrovia last month we met. We agreed we'll do monthly meeting, our alternate in between here and Buchanan. So we're going to Buchanan on Thursday. We are also automating the ports and digitizing what's going on at the National Port Authority. You should be here and get data, live data coming out of Buchanan and Sando and Harper, Maryland County. We've been regular in paying our retirement benefit to our employees. We have electrified the port 24 hours a day. We've installed nighttime navigation, 24-hour nighttime navigation aid, that aid vessel coming into the port and out 24 hours before. A vessel will come in and berth and discharge. That vessel has to wait. Once it's after 7 p.m., the vessel has to wait for the next day about 6 in the morning to start sailing. That was a progressive for our country. We've done a comprehensive credential auditing of our payroll. We started manual payroll last month, and the results are staggering that we'll be sharing with the country very soon. We've automated our access pass system, thus generating additional revenue for the port. Before it was manual. Anybody can get somebody soon as they decide to enter the port. That's not happening anymore at GPA. For the first time in our country history, at the National Port Authority, we were able to receive an expedition cruise vessel coming in with over 120 tourists or more. While it's fair to talk about our progress, it's also fair to talk about challenges that we're having. And those challenges go back pre-war to after the war. We've never made significant capital investment in our infrastructure, starting workforce. In Monrovia here, 95% of our country GDP goes through the port of Monrovia. If you expect you to receive 95% of everything that comes in the country, it's fair to say the government should make investments in our infrastructure. We haven't done that. We'll be going back to the legislature and to the executive for some redress. We are currently negotiating a severance benefit payment for our former board members. We are negotiating various services with APM Terminal that expired last year, and the previous government did not extend it. Ongoing discussion there right now. 2 weeks ago, there was an incident in Buchanan. One of our staff was beaten. We believe that incident was politically motivated. The elections are over, like the president said. He's president for everybody. There's no UP, MBA. There's no CDC, MBA. There's no LP, MBA. We are all Liberians, and if you work for the National Port Authority, we don't believe that you should be witch hunted. So that situation is being investigated fully, and we will take some actions based on the recommendation from that investigation. CTN, we ain't talking about CTN yet. GTMS and CTN, when we came in, as a co user myself, as a business person coming in, we complained a lot about GTMS and CTN. When we got in, the goal was to understand our product and the benefit to the country. What we did was, since we were a bunch of new people, we solicited this advisory services of few transactional advisors, a foreign accounting firm, and also a consulting firm to look at that agreement and advise us on what to do. It's fair to say that we have a draft on our decks that will be going over the next several days. The legislature launched an investigation of that, so we don't want to preempt what the legislature is going to recommend. We'll wait for a recommendation, which I believe will order us to give them to review that. We've done that review. We have the draft, but we are not going to preempt what they will do. After that, their recommendations will come to the country with what we think should happen on that front. Make that available to the Chief Executive, His Excellency President Joseph Parker, for signature and so forth. We will also, over the next several weeks, launch visitations to all of our other posts. We've been to Buchanan. We are taking our board back to Buchanan. We'll go to Sino, and we'll go to Harper Marion County. So those are some of the challenges we're having. I think I'll start here and take some questions. Thank you very much.
So you already know the routine. The MD was very sustained and pointed. He outlined the substance of the sports and the took over the port. He also outlined the challenges he inherited as a management team. We now go to family to take the questions. And like I indicated, please stick to the issues. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you so much, MD, for coming. My name is Strogon Flaman, and I report for Small TV. MD, there are reports that you've been firing and hiring. Can you tell us who are those you've been firing? Some say civilians, and all of that. You can tell us who are those you've been hiring, and who are those you've also been firing. And B, to the question, the $2 million contribution to the national budget. You care to tell us the source of the money, how you generated the money over the 5 years, the 5 months period?
You are entitled to the question.
My name is Manuel Mokolo and I report for Sky. My question goes to Minister Sandro. You talked about the boss, that is the bosses. I think that many people are concerned talking about you carry on rule worthiness. Is it like passenger going to be, be border with this, or they're going to just be moving from one place to another? How the testing price is going to be? Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is George Momo, and I report for KCB Liberia. So I have a question for Mr. Samuel, and later to the MD. I remember the last conference here, and he reported to us after a question that there was official communication sent to the Liberia National Police relative to retrieving the Liberia News Agency Facebook page. I get to know how far are we with that. And to the MD, thank you so much for the work and of course what you've done so far relative to beefing up the strength of the economic covenant of government. And so I don't know whether you've seen on your desk over the past time. I remember during the administration of Dova Yasia as port manager for the Port of Harper, there was this discussion to have dragged the Port of Harper. That did not happen. So I want to know whether they are planned, because as we speak, business people are also using water transportation to the southeast, and you cannot have two vessels docking at that port at the same time. So I get to know what's your plan to have that area dragged. Thank you.
So how many are taking so far? 3, right?
3, yeah.
So the MD will take 4 at a time.
My name is Pastor Johnson. I work for OPF. MD, you mentioned about people receiving retirement benefit from your institution. I get to tell us, so how many persons benefited so far?
Thank you. MD, you can respond to those.
So, question that is directed to the managing director of the National Port Authority. Here at the Capital, where personal friends on today edition.
Let's start with the first question. Hiring. To speak about hiring, let's go back 6 years. When the former MD took over the National Port Authority, we had about 449 employees total. 229 449 employees, including both contractors and regular employees. Monthly salary was about $229,000 monthly. By the end of last year, the total employees at the port ballooned to over 2,000. 2,000. Inflating that payroll cost to about more than $800,000 a month. So what we've done is, you can tell that most of those hiring were politically motivated. We brought people to vote for them. So for us to be efficient, we needed to hire some people and to also let go of some people. And we also let go of some people because, like I said last time, some executives were gone because of financial malpractices and administrative reasons. And once our audit is concluded, we'll be very happy to tell the library exactly the details of the audit. The sources of $2 million. So in business, the National Port Authority is a state-owned enterprise. It's a business institution. You receive money, you manage your expenses, and you set something aside. At the end of the day, depending on what happened, you might call it a profit. But whatever we set aside, in 5 months, we have cash over $6 million. We are going to be making some significant investments in our infrastructure, in our technology. So we said, okay, well, with that $6 million cash, the government is struggling. We need to build our road. You can't fly from here to the port without going through water. If you don't have an SUV, your engine will probably be messing with the amount of water. So it's fair to say, let's give the government $2 million right now. We want to pour our money there. At the end of the year, we'll take it and use it. So those are the sources. So the sources is from all the pool user fees, our concession fee from the APM, and warehouses you see over there. Those people pay us money. The money we put aside when we came in, we close up the revenue leakages, we streamline expenses, and got us to what we are today. That's the second question. The Port of Harcourt, that's a very, very good question. Who asked that question? Your name, sir? George Momo, very good question. So, Harcourt, Maryland, interesting. The depth of that port is about 5 meters deep. And for a normal port, from the research we've done, if you want to dock a vessel, a bigger vessel, well, it has to be about more than 10 feet. A bigger vessel cannot go there. So you have barges from Monrovia leaving, going to Buchanan, or from Buchanan leaving, going to the southeast. During the rainy season, with the challenges we've had about road, those ports are inaccessible. That part of the country is inaccessible by road. So for us, we've been approached by the Ivorian people, the last administration at the National Port Authority, were approached by the Ivorian government, by the port of San Pedro in the Ivory Coast. The goal was that they have a lot of overflow vessels in our port, so they reached out to the Liberian government through the National Port Authority and said, hey, why don't you invest in your port so that instead of vessels hanging out in the national water for months, you can divert some of that traffic water so you guys can make some money. We're not there yet, but we are going to come back to national government for assistance. We're going to reach out to international business partners and to investors to come and help us make that port viable. One of the most beautiful ports we have in our country. So I'm glad you asked that question. Thank you. Retirement benefits, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but whoever retired from the NPU have been receiving retirement benefit, we regularize that. That's the answer. If you want further detail, we'll give you raw numbers when I get back to the office. Thank you.
So we are asked about the empty buses. Why did I say they've been here for road worthiness tests and everything? We have to know the specifics here. The buses are manufactured outside of Liberia. They've been tested in other countries. One of the major infrastructure problems we have in Liberia is road. So before you, as part of the conversation that's being held between the NTA and the company, Marco Polo, is to say, for example, once you enter a private-public partnership with you, but the product you have, we need to know whether it is workable in our country. And so That's what I meant when I said what's in the test. What are the route deposits we use? We're going to leave from red light to go to Maggie, from Maggie to Lima, and, you know, from back from ELB Junction to go to Ikema, Grand Bassa County, from Douala to Bowman, Cape Mount. So I don't know whether the vehicles, the buses are strong enough to plan the corridor, or the climatic condition in Liberia will suit them because they are energy friendly, environment friendly. Environment friendly would mean that they use solar system, someone use solar system. So if you go to enter a partnership with a company, you have to verify the quality of product that will supply you. So this is why the buses are here for the test, right? George asks, where are we with the investigation with the Lina page, how far are we in terms of treating it? So I said to you what we did was that we decided initially to engage this fellow, but he's been very uncooperative, and so the matter has been turned over to the police. The police has taken seizure of the matter. The director of the Liberian News Agency went to see the police yesterday at the central head office. He's not here now, but they turned the matter over to the director involved his department. So that's how much I know. The matter has been turned over to the police. Amole, I take any questions.
Stephen Roberts from Joy. Just a follow-up question to you, Minister Sando, regarding the buses. I would also want to know whether you are taking into consideration the unpaved roads, especially from here to the southeast. Whether, because looking at the announcement where you said additional 300 buses will be brought, so are these buses also going to be taken into consideration those?
Did I say so?
I'm just saying something regarding the information unfolding. So the next question is to the MD. Mr. MD, can you basically tell us how much did you generate in a 5 month time before you were able to go to the
MD says 6 minutes. Just 6 minutes.
My name is
Please have it quiet, please. Please, give me a listening ears.
I'll report for Afri Media. My question is directed to the managing director of the National Port Authority. I'm interested in knowing the outcome of your credential audit that you conducted. Were there any promotion made or were there any demotion made as a result of the credential audit, wherein people are occupying certain positions and they don't have the qualification? Thank you.
My question goes to the MD. My name is Vincent Sekou. I work for Crown FM. MD, I'm interested in knowing whether you're receiving any support from foreign investors to enhance the work you're doing at the National Port Authority. And then I'm interested in also knowing how far are we with the marine service contract. There was a huge setup between the government of Liberia through the National Port Authority and the APM terminals in 2018 before that contract was reviewed. What are you looking at now that that contract is being reviewed and the contract is expired for a year? Who has been offering the service? The Honorable Authority.
So, question will be 4 questions.
How many questions now? 3?
You give it 4, then also.
How many questions in the land? How many questions in the land?
About 3 questions on the land.
You can take all.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Onya Phillips. I have questions for the MD of the port. Our MD, you just said you raised a limited amount, 6 million, in less than, let's say, 5 months' time. Now you are here at the National Port Authority. Can you tell, is it only from the Port of Monrovia that you got this one, or the 3 ports that you were on the Greenville Port and the Bassor Port? And in line to that, please tell, do you feel comfortable working with the APM terminal and the CTN group at the people of Monrovia? Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Waka Kamara, and I'm working with My question to the MD. Mr. MD, before taking over as managing director of the port, let us more now about where you met the port and how or what can we Liberia expect from you and your team in the coming years?
Thank you. I'm Domingo. I write for the People's Newspaper and report from TTL. Andy, I want to know what the things as relate to the CTN operation at the port of Monrovia, because there in the public aircraft that CTN is parking process at the port of Monrovia.
The last question.
I think.
Yeah,
I'm trying to mind my right for business because though the minister someone said that we shouldn't highlight the issue of the yellow machine. I think people are concerned that the way he addressed the issue with the boss, let them know that trending on Saturday, where in some official government they were highlighting video footage of boss being leaving a port of order, and we saw it. Like when I care to know how is the issue with the boss, can the government clarify that issue? And Mr. MD, I would like to know, you recently read from the Guinness that the port of Buchanan are kind of like suffering from an issue of water and sea erosion.
Yes.
And I would like you to talk about that and how you intend to resolve that issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Andy, you can.
Section of the question of you right here.
Thank you. A lot of other questions. I don't think I get everything right. So please remind me. I'm going to be direct. First question, total revenue $13.8 million in the last 6 months. Promotion and demotion. Well, we've promoted a few people. Demotion, I don't think we are allowed to demote anybody. If we feel like we are not qualified for a role, we reassign you to HR, and HR makes a decision as far as what happened next. Support from foreign investors. You can see in the media or heard in the media that I've traveled about 22 times in 5 months. I don't know if time in 5 months. I probably will leave it here, but that's not true. I've been out of the country. Someone said, okay, please. A couple times from China to Morocco twice, to Ghana twice. All of those travel have been geared towards soliciting help from outside foreign investors. We've had some of them visit so far. We visited the Port of Buchanan, in the Freeport of Monrovia. We do have significant investment opportunities, but the challenge is they haven't attracted anyone to say, you know what, let me invest $25 to $50 billion or maybe $100 million. So we've had people come and look at our infrastructure, looked at our program. We are not yet lucky to have someone commit to us, but we are making progress on that front. Marine services, very good. That got kicked to us. Just yesterday, our board resolute that we launched an intensive negotiation with APM. Just regarding we've been talking to APM terminals. It's fair to say we've been asking that our portion of what we're getting from that service go up. There hasn't been much progress, so the board resoluted that we extend for 6 more months and we tender that. So that happened yesterday. We'll be going back to APM terminal and other interested parties to come in and participate in that tender process. So we got a comprehensive 21st century marine services at the National Territory. Revenue, the revenue are from all 4 ports. APM terminal and CTN contract go comfortable with it. That was the question, correct? No, we are not. I'm sorry. It's fair to say we are not. We are not happy with anything. We do respect the contractual agreement that was made because we are a country of law. The President stresses that all the time. Liberia is a country of laws, not men. signed by our predecessors. We respect. We are going to advocate for our country, for our people. So we are talking to GTMS/CTN. There are numbers on my desk that are not encouraging at all. Will you see if that service will be extended, they have to pay more. They have to lower the fees. We are all users, we are all Liberians here. Not because I'm the ND. I'm building a factory over in Port ESO. I'm building a water factory. We can't live in Liberia where everybody else sells something to Liberians, but Liberians sell to everybody in our own country. So I imported over 30 containers last year. And I paid CTA fees. Was I happy about it? Of course not. And I'm still importing the materials to get that project going live in the next 60 days. Am I happy of paying those fees? Of course not. Now that I'm into authority to ask questions, we will do our due diligence and we'll ask those questions. And it's fair to say that significant progress made on that front. We are not going to report on those questions. Like I said earlier, we don't want to preempt where the Senate's investigation will work up into us. So we'll wait for them to go first. I mean, they are our legislators and then we'll go next. But trust me, if it's going to stay, or if it will be extended, they have to make changes to that agreement that benefits the national territory, all the Liberian people. Thank you. That's all. I mean, did I miss any questions? Oh, okay. Sea erosion on the Port of the Canada. Very good. Yeah, I said to you people earlier, we haven't invested in our infrastructure since the war. You can see the breakwater that was built over there has been eroding. I mean, over time, the climate, the earth has gotten hot. Our oceans have gotten excessive. So we need to invest in reconstructing our port. So we highlighted 2 weeks ago when the Senate retreated, we began to talk about their agenda. We took the Senate to tour so that when we come to them at the end of the day and say, hey, we need maybe 5, 10, 20, 30 million. If we need 5, 10, 20 million to invest in our infrastructure, we didn't want them to ask us why you guys asking for this money. We wanted them to see Buchanan first. They said, hey, Buchanan is our second largest port. It's one of the most beautiful ports in the sub-region, but it hasn't been properly cared for. So yes, the CEO was in Buchanan. We wrote a letter to the Ministry of Public Works to send our technicians out there to look at our port and tell us how best we can fix that situation. Thank you. What are the foreign ministry people here? I mean, where are the foreign ministry people? I can say you should carry that before you carry the check? Yeah, you gotta carry it. So yeah. I'll sign it. You want me to sign? Yes. Okay. Go pay the price. Go pay the price. Let's pay the price. No, just you go on the side. You want to start? You want to start with it? Yeah. Check. I mean, like I said, this is contribution to general revenue accounts. This is the check itself to tell you that you're ready to take a cash. You can deposit today, it will be cash once a day. So our contribution to government Liberian general revenue account. So in 5 months time, MPA have done what? I've donated 2 million. In 6 years of those, they took on the Sakamo tree there. They did 4 million. They did 4 million. So in 5 months, so what we're saying to our government or to the legislature, if you guys make the right investments in the port, trust me, we can times it by 5, by 10, eventually in the next 2 to 5 years. That's our strategic vision for the port over the next couple of years. All of the stewardship of his, His Excellency as a GMB, NBA will not only go back to pre-war status. We are trying to make NBA the MRE port. Thank you. So there's absolutely
$2 million check that has been taken to the Ministry of Finance from the National Port Authority, General Revenue.
This is a remarkable
5 months.
Be quiet, please. Hello. Saw the check. It's a remarkable milestone accomplishment. And When we were in the trenches campaigning for the election of His Excellency, Irrigate President Ambassador Joseph Imagwaga, we did so knowing that his vision, his agenda for the country was well intentioned. And today you can see the outcome. In my intro, I said to you that the National Port Authority is a gateway to the Liberian economy.
Yes, sir.
Have to think about it. In 6 years, the national port contribution to the national budget is 4 million. You can now understand why we say the country was bastardized. Today, in just 5 months, you can see as a result of the tremendous work and the remarkable choice of the president and the port manager, in 5 months, 2 million out of the government account. So you do the arithmetic. How many 5 months in 6 years?
No more business as usual.
This is no more business as usual. And we can't help but to, on behalf of the government of Liberia, extend warm commendation to the Honorable Sekou and Dukuly and his team of able managers at court. This is unprecedented. This is remarkable. And we look forward to the day that people who are somewhat adult critics of the government will say that there is a departure.
I'm sorry, let me interrupt you. Yeah, no one said that. Let's read it.
Yeah.
So Social Security, let's talk about this a little bit. In 6 years, when we got to the board, all of the people's Social Security money to collect, that amounted to about $7 million. You know what they did with it? They ate the money, they ate the entire $7 million. In 5 months, we'll be able to contribute whatever we collect and send it right there. That amounted to about $376,000. So this I'll give that to you. And then it comes to employee taxes. When you get a check, they collect about 20 to 25%. In 6 months, that amounted to about $800,000. So we send a check also over to finance. So it's fair to say our liability just from employee income taxes and Social Security amounted to more than $9 million. They did not remit that money to the right national government. Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry.
No problem. No problem. The information is needed to the Liberian people. Because when you say that you want to do things differently, it has to be seen through your action and the results. So the action was taken to campaign for the president, making the chief executive of the country. He entrusted our leadership role to people at the agencies of government. You now see the outcome of the results. Look forward to seeing the good news on the front pages of your papers and in the headlines of the news story. Before we conclude, let me respond to the young gentleman who asked about what about the buses plying on Dusty Road. So when we say road worthiness assessment, it's all part of it, right? Yes. And it's all part of it. Whether the buses are adaptable to flying on feeder roads, it's all part of it. Somebody will tell me, rather keke from Ganta to Kawakin, River. So if the roads are in good condition, can the buses travel on Dusty Road? So those are the reasons why the buses are here. So after the assessment is conducted, you can rest assured that we'll tell you that, look, through the MTA, the government of Liberia had entered into partnership because the legally will supply the government through the MTA. They fly on Dusty Road, they go for our country and everything. You didn't get a point. I told you, I said these vehicles are also environment friendly. They use solar energy, right? So for example, if you're driving from Ganta to Kawakin River, and that distance is 10 hours, is it possible that you can bring gasoline or petroleum product on 5 hours and run on energy on the remaining 5 hours? Those are the kind of assessment that we're doing with the people, right? So it's good for everybody. And then it says that we will decline to speak about the other machine. The government has given you a position, you have to stick to it. The way you keep pushing me now, you're opening a problem, my boss. Oh, yellow machine, oh, yellow machine. The government will speak about it. The government has spoken about yellow machine, and what the minister said is that the president is very energetic. The president is committed to building roads. When he contested for the presidency in 2017, what did he say? His platform was roll, roll, and roll. And when he was privileged to get the blessing of the Liberian people to become president, he said to you, he has the arrest agenda.
Yes.
On the arrest agenda, what is the first? Agriculture. What is the second one? Road. The president said you cannot expand the Liberian economy without road connectivity. In the first 100 days, Keke riding from Ganta to Kawake. The president is serious. The president is serious about it. So he's not going to shy away from the fact that he's going to bring yellow machine to the country, but the government will speak about whether he's in the country or not at the appropriate time. And we do not want to deviate from that position. Right? The affirmative on the Liberian law that I speak to, the government will speak to that at the appropriate time. And I want you to take that as a position of the government. Except that the Honorable Director General of the Liberian Broadcasting System has a very important announcement, after which the Assistant Minister of Media Services, Mr. Lapi, will close us.
So, his name is
Standing on the existing protocol.
He's the
Good evening to members of the media.
Director General of the Liberian Broadcasting.
Let me say to the Managing Director of the Port, thank you very much. You know, in 5 to 6 months, he's getting 2 million to the revenue part compared to what our friends did in 6 years, getting 4 million. So let's do something here. You know, we used to say 2 plus y equals 4. So we leave the y there and take the 2 over the sign of equality. And it becomes negative y. So then you say y equals 4 minus 2. Y is equals to what? 2. Simple. If the guy is contributing 2 million in the first 6 months of his government to the revenue part, then what we do with that math, we say 12 months in a year, right? 12 months. So the 6 years of Joseph Boakai, President Joseph Boakai, multiply it by 12 months. That's 72 months. 72 months. What do you do? Since he's contributing every 6 months, 2 million, 2 million. So what do? We say then we divide it by every 5 months. You know what we're going to get? 14.4. So then we multiply the 14.4 months by 2 million. We get 28.8 million in 6 years. So the managing director, if he remains managing director and remains on course, which of course I'm confident, because if you're going to give me 28.8 million in 6 years compared to your predecessor who just gave 4, leaving you with 24.8, I'd rather the guy who's going to give me that much. But it tells you the seriousness of the government. And some people say, what are you doing? And that's why I'm up here. Right now, all of you are on national television live, unprecedented. And you can see below the screen on the television, breaking news. As I speak, I'm on national television and on the radio. And at 3 p.m., the Senate hearing on the Director of Passport, the Senate Foreign Affairs Committee hearing for confirmation of the Director of Passport, the Chief of Protocol, and all the ambassadors comes on at 3 p.m. And it's going to be live on television. And then at 7 p.m., we're making television, but I'm not going to blow my trumpet. Tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. in the morning, we will be making a presentation in the Cabinet Room to His Excellency President Joseph Numa Boakai, on how we can expand television to the rest of the country in the next 90 days or before. Right now, we're not going to tell you everything we've done at LBS, but the media I worked with for 4 years, most of you already know. You're only waiting for me to say what I have done in 100 days. I'm not getting 2 million, but I'm promoting the people who gave me 2 million. And I'm promoting Daniel Sanadem, who's speaking here. Imagine I promoted the man to the point where the man got here employment in less than 2 months, 2 different green letters. That's the progress I'm making in terms of, disseminating information. So again, part of it, you say, will you bring it live? No, I'm not sure yet, because I have to go through the security protocol. But again, if Keke going down to Libo Surukan district, motorbikes are plying the road, you can leave Maryland, come to Monrovia the same day in the middle of the rainy season. That's what prompted me to go and get a $5,000 drone. Because it's time for people to start explaining what's happening around the country and let the Liberian people see what's happening around the country. And that's why we're going to the executive mansion. Many of you are aware that we fitted all of our correspondents with gadgets. Okay? So 60 minutes around Liberia, all of our correspondents are killable wherever internet connectivity will be. Just as this lady standing right here is bringing this thing on television right now, live, everything that is happening around the country. When you go to do the port of Buchanan or the port of Hapo, you will be right there and it will be on national television for people to see. So tomorrow we'll be breaking the ice. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you very
Broadcasting system and the system itself. So next is envelope. We'll call it
Thanks to MD Dukuly and the national authority. Thank you, fellow colleagues, for your presence here every day. And we want to take a break. Hopefully to resume.
You a pleasant day. Thanks so kindly for watching and thanks for following.